The world of money is changing. The way money works is changing. And the people who understand the changes that are happening to money are going to be in a completely different position than those who don't.
Yeah, well, I go around and I speak with lots of different bank CEOs, and many of them are just leaning into this as an opportunity to grow their business. They're integrating stablecoins as fast as they can. They understand that their clients want access to crypto assets, and all these funds are now being tokenized.
And mind you, this is all happening at a time of crisis. The oil crisis, the conversations about World War III. This was the same time that the last rules were made on money. If you have never ever purchased cryptocurrency ever in your life, this video is for you. I need you to come inching a little closer as I tell you what I'm about to tell you. Something happened today in Washington, D.C. that even the most skeptical person needs to know about.
This is a very new commodity and security. And it takes time to craft something to address the innovation that has been brought about through blockchain technology.
And by the end of this video, you're going to see money a little bit differently than what you understand money to be today. My name is Pastor Blackwood. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Grab a coffee, grab your favorite drink, have a seat. Here on this channel, I like talking about money, the root of money, where money is headed, and what they're doing to our world and why we should pay attention to it. And I created PB Academy right here, PastorBlackwood.com, so that we can all understand and get ahead of the curve so that we don't get left behind. Now let's talk about what happened today. So there's a committee in the US called the Senate Banking Committee. Now let me explain to you what this committee does before I continue with what I want to tell you what they did today. The Senate Banking Committee is a group of elected officials that writes the rules for your bank account, your mortgage, your retirement account, the laws around how money moves in this country. These are the people that make decisions about the financial life of every single American. So when the Senate Banking Committee makes any kind of decision, it affects us, whether you know that or not. Well, now you know. It affects you. And today, May 14th, 2026, the Senate Banking Committee voted 15-9 to pass a bill called the Clarity Act.
The vote is 15 in favor and 9 opposed.
The ayes have it. H.R. 3633 is hereby ordered reported as amended to the full Senate. I ask.
So for about 10 years, cryptocurrency existed in what the chairman of the committee calls the gray zone.
Today is an important day, not just for this committee, but for the country. For years, the digital frontier was trapped in a regulatory gray zone. Developers, entrepreneurs, and investors were left with uncertainty.
And the gray zone is just a special way of saying they didn't know what to classify it as. Was it a commodity? Is cryptocurrency a stock? Like, how should we view and treat these new digital assets? And when there's no rules around digital assets, they get called sketchy. They get called untrustworthy. They get called all kind of names that just don't make these assets seem legitimate. And if you're anywhere near the space, you've heard the term meme coins, you've heard the term Dodge coins, and all these weird crypto projects that have kind of surfaced over the years inside of this digital asset space. And that's what happens when there's no rules. There's just a whole bunch of kids out there just playing and creating all kind of crazy stuff. But today, that gray zone is officially coming closer. Rules are coming in. The Senate Banking Committee just voted today to create that first rule book for digital assets in American history. That's a big deal. The same way there are rules for stocks, the same way there are rules for retirement accounts, there's now rules for digital assets. So this is not just a crypto thing anymore. These are government tools now. I'm the type of person that likes to go back in history to be able to explain how big of a moment this is right now and how much I believe that a lot of us should be paying attention. So in 1933, the United States passed what's called the Securities Act. And then the next year, 1934, they passed what's called the Securities Exchange Act. And for those of you that didn't know this, those were rules that were set because before those rules, the stock market used to be kind of like the wild, wild west. Now, of course, computers didn't exist. Times were different, but for the regular citizen, for the regular American, there were just no rules, man. Plain and simple. So stocks needed rules. And after those rules passed, the stock market became a regular way for Americans to build wealth. That's when the Warren Buffetts of the world, all those popular books began being written and all, because you had a market for these people now. And what that did also is it brought trust for the Americans. People were like, okay, we trust this now. We trust investing in these companies now via stocks. This all happened after 1929 stock market crash, by the way. And then fast forward in the 1970s, the government then created rules around the IRAs and the 401ks. Before those rules, there was really no way to invest in structured ways. And when you really think about that, like the 1970s, as far behind as it is at the time of the recording of this video, it was not really that long ago that these rules were set. You know what I mean? And after those rules became set for 401ks and these retirement plans, then that's when jobs started offering retirement accounts. And that's when more products came around retirement accounts in general. I hope you guys are seeing the pattern here. So every single time rules like this have come around money, what happens is institutions make their way in. And after the institutions make their way in and are able to sell us these products around these new assets, people make their way in. Us, the Americans, or if you're not in America, the people. Shout out to all the people, by the way, that are watching me that are not in America. I hope you guys hit that like and subscribe button, by the way. I hope you guys are appreciating this type of content. So that's what's happening right now with the Clarity Act for these new digital assets, the Bitcoins, the XRPs, the Solanas, the Ethereum. So I'm not telling you guys, hey, run, buy. You know, I don't tell you what to do with your money. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just showing you guys and bringing awareness to these patterns that happen and that play out. And essentially what I want to say is that it's people that are paying attention to these things that eventually are able to position themselves, position their families, position their kids. And another way I want you to view this is similar to how I can always compare this to the internet. So, because I know what some people might be thinking, yeah, but I'm not a crypto person. I don't know about crypto, which, by the way, is why I created PB Academy at PastorBlackwood.com. But even if you're not, I want you to look at this in this fashion right here. When the internet first came out and when it was first being talked about for years, because remember, the computer came out first, 80s, the chips, Intel, all these companies came out first, then the internet came, and then things got built on top of the internet, like websites and web applications. And then later after that, certain normalities to us, like Blockbuster started getting kicked out because Netflix came and took over, right? So what I want to say is, like, of course, I just said that the people that positioned themselves early became winners in this space because they saw something that majority of people didn't. It's still less than 10% of the globe is inside of the cryptocurrency and digital assets space. It's still in its infancy stage. And just like we didn't understand in 1990 that, this is how I like to say it. So if you ask someone in 1990 to picture someone today using a cell phone with a tripod, standing in front of it and dancing like a TikTok dance or whatever, and imagine that person getting paid for doing a TikTok dance in the 90s, you would say this is absurd. That's not gonna happen because we were, not we. I was born in the 90s, but I was born in the early 90s, by the way. But I was still alive. My memory still goes far back enough to remember that my parents were still using beepers and they were just getting out of the CD or the VHS and starting to understand what a DVD player was. I mean, actually, that even came way later, but I think you guys are getting the point. So if you started telling them that all of those components were going to be on a phone, I mean, that was the first thing they needed to understand. But then after that on this phone, you were going to be able to do that TikTok dance and get paid for it, they would say, get out of here. It's something that you wouldn't be able to picture. So I'm saying that to say that right now, when I tell you, hey, man, cryptocurrency, digital assets, these are the tools that are going to be used by different companies, by the government.
We want to beat China at the industry. We're leading with crypto. We're leading with AI. And I really feel I have an obligation from this. As a president, I have to be able to make sure that all of our industries do well. Crypto is a big industry. It's become somewhat mainstream. The banks have it. People have it.
To facilitate the movement of money, to transfer value, to tokenize assets, go on PastorBlackwood.com. I talk about all these things so you can understand this. It sounds weird in people's head. It sounds like another language. They have accepted these digital assets. You don't spend time writing anti-corruption rules and ethics provisions for an industry that you think is going away. You don't regulate something that you think is a scam. They used to call Bitcoin a scam.
Change, but we're not hearing clients saying that we want to use this as an asset class. No.
It's not an institutional thing yet.
It's far from that. As I said, it's much more of a speculative platform for Asia, and it's heavily used for money laundering.
I personally think they used to call this whole space a scam just to push people like you away from it when it was in the dirt cheap prices. So here's where I land with all of this. The world of money is changing. The way money works is changing. And the people who understand the changes that are happening to money are going to be in a completely different position than those who don't. And mind you, this is all happening at a time of crisis. The oil crisis, the conversations about World War III. This was the same time that the last rules were made on money. But I'm not going to go there in this video. You can watch some of that on my other videos. It's almost as if every time there's a conflict out there, new rules get made on money or around money. And in this case, it's AI, and it's AI being intertwined with how money moves. But I'm going too far into how this shift is going to happen. I explain a lot of that at PastorBlackwood.com inside of PB Academy for you. Go check that out. No one is going to come knocking on our doors and say, hey guys, guess what? The rules of money are changing. You should position yourself. You should grow your family's wealth. They're not going to do that. They didn't do that for the internet times. Only a few people got wealthy. And right now we're living in the most information-filled times. Overload on information that it's so hard to catch what's happening. So hope you appreciate what I brought today to the table. If you stayed this long, it was nice having you here. It was nice talking to you. My name is Pastor Blackwood, and that is all I have for you today. Ask questions, engage with me, hit the like button if you appreciated this video. I want to get to know who you are, where you're watching from, any questions you might have. And I know you're going to subscribe to the channel. As a matter of fact, I already know you hit the subscribe button. And that's why I'll say, I'll see you on the next video. Hope you have a nice one out there. Peace.